Welcome to the Car Symptoms Guide, your trusted source for diagnosing car problems before they get worse. Ever tried to start your car but it just wouldn't crank? Or even worse, the engine suddenly decided to call it quits while you were driving? Don't worry, mate. You are definitely not alone. The good news is, often these car troubles point to a common issue, a failing alternator. So today we're breaking down 7 unmistakable signs of a bad alternator, plus exactly what you can do to fix each problem, so you don't end up stranded on the side of the road. Let's dive in. Now think of the alternator as your car's personal power station, or a bit like a giant, super efficient power bank. It's responsible for supplying electricity to everything in your car: your headlights, the air conditioning, the radio, power windows, and most crucially, it keeps your battery topped up and charged while you're on the go. If this absolutely vital component starts to pack up, your car will definitely let you know about it. And that's precisely why spotting these early alternator warning signs is so incredibly important. Number 1, dashboard warning light. First up, if you spot that familiar red battery-shaped warning light, or an ALT indicator glowing on your dashboard, please do not ignore it. It's one of the clearest signals that your car's charging system isn't pulling its weight, often directly pointing to alternator problems. Solution: get your car inspected immediately. Sometimes the problem might be something simpler, like a blown fuse, a wiring issue, or a faulty voltage regulator. Things that can often be sorted out before you have to fork out for a whole new alternator. Number 2, dim or flickering lights. Next, do your headlights look a bit weak, or do they flicker like a scene from a haunted house movie? This usually happens when the alternator isn't churning out a consistent, steady flow of power, a classic bad alternator symptom. Solution: your first port of call should be to check the alternator belt. If it's loose or slipping, it won't be able to spin the alternator effectively. If the belt looks perfectly fine, then it's time to have a mechanic test the alternator's voltage output. Number 3, weak or failing accessories. If your power windows are crawling up at a snail's pace, the radio keeps cutting out, or your air conditioning just isn't blowing as cold as it used to, it's a strong indicator that the alternator might not be delivering enough juice to keep everything running happily. This is another clear sign of a failing alternator. Solution: try turning off any unnecessary accessories to reduce the electrical load. Then get that charging system tested. A healthy alternator should typically show between 13 and 14 volts while the engine is running. Number 4, hard starts or stalling. I once had a friend whose car completely conked out right in the middle of a busy roundabout. Pretty terrifying stuff. The culprit? A failing alternator that just wasn't sending enough power to the ignition system, leading to a car stalling issue. Solution: if your car is really struggling to start, even after a jump start, then you absolutely need to have both the alternator and the battery tested. Don't just assume it's solely the battery's fault. Number 5, dead battery again and again. If you find yourself constantly replacing your brand new battery, only for it to keep dying, there's a very good chance that your alternator isn't recharging it properly. Many people waste a lot of money swapping out batteries repeatedly when the real issue lies with the alternator not charging correctly. Solution: grab a multimeter and check the alternator's output voltage. If the voltage is consistently low, then you're looking at either a repair or a full replacement. Number 6, strange noises or smells. A high-pitched squealing sound could be telling you that the alternator belt is worn or loose, a common alternator belt problem. Grinding noises, on the other hand, might point to failing internal bearings within the alternator itself. And if you catch a whiff of burning rubber or hot wires, that, my friends, is a major red flag, often indicating a bad alternator is overheating. Solution: if it's the belt, get it replaced. But if the noise is coming from inside the alternator, or you're smelling something burning, get your car to a garage immediately. The alternator could be on its last legs. Number 7. Sudden engine shutdown. Finally, imagine you're cruising along the motorway, everything's fine, and then suddenly, without warning, the engine just dies. This can happen if the alternator completely fails. Your ignition system and fuel injection simply lose all power instantly, leading to a complete car breakdown. Solution: at this point, your only real option is to call for a tow. The alternator replacement will absolutely be needed before your car can be driven again. Now here's a quick and handy way to help you differentiate whether it's the alternator or the battery causing the grief. If you've already replaced the battery and the problems just keep cropping up, then chances are the alternator is the real culprit. Always get both checked before you start spending your hard-earned cash. To help keep your alternator healthy and happy, follow these easy steps. Regularly check the alternator belt for proper tension and any signs of cracks or wear. Keep the battery connections clean and tight. This ensures electricity flows smoothly. Try to avoid overloading the system with too many aftermarket electronic gadgets. And finally, stick to your routine service checks so your mechanic can spot any potential issues nice and early. A little bit of proactive maintenance can really help your alternator last for years longer. So there you have it. 7 key signs that your alternator might be failing, how to tackle each problem, and what you can do to help prevent trouble further down the road. Have you ever been stuck because of a bad alternator? Share your story in the comments below. I'd absolutely love to hear about it. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more fantastic car care tips, and share this video with anyone who drives. Thanks for watching, drive safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.